Okay, so for 731, it says your soccer coach is a serious man who worries about details. Listen to each of his questions and then answer with an appropriate direct object pronoun, followed by the correct irregular preterite form of the verb. Be sure to follow the model closely. So you're going to want to make sure that you know where to look to find those irregular verbs as well as your direct object pronouns. What I would suggest too is writing down what you hear. Sometimes I think it's easier to work from the written. So this says, okay, so this said, it said, pusieron ustedes el balón en la bolsa. Okay, so that's what it had said. And then you are answering it. I think it gives you, right? It tells you whether you're answering it yes or no. So you're answering it yes. So you need to identify your direct object, what your direct object is what you're putting into the bag, because the verb is to put, who's doing the putting is y'all, and what you're putting is the ball. So the ball is your direct object, and you're going to replace that with the direct object pronoun. So we're actually going to get rid of el balón, right? And we're going to replace el balón with one of these words. So instead of saying put the ball in the bag, you're going to say put it in the bag. So it's el balón, and the it that you would need would be the masculine one. So you would want to replace it with lo. Okay, so we're going to need lo. And then if it says, did y'all put the ball in the bag? If the answer is yes, you can't answer back with yes, y'all. You have to answer back with yes, we. And so, oops. I think this is my poner. Here's poner. So if it's for we put, then you're going to use pusimos. Okay. So that first one, and where you put these guys is direct objects, direct object pronouns, indirect object pronouns, reflexive pronouns. These guys always go in front of conjugated verbs or attached to infinitives. We don't have an infinitive. It's going to go in front of our conjugated verb. So we're also replacing all of this with, instead of you all, with we did. So you'd replace it with nosotros, and then we decided that pusimos, right, is the one that goes for nosotros with poner. Nosotros pusimos. And then we need to do something with that lo. It needs to go in front of our conjugated verb, so it goes here. Whoops. Nosotros lo pusimos en la bolsa. Okay. All right, so if we listen here, I'm just gonna do 3 of these, and then you need to go back and do the rest. So this one said, trajiste tú las toallas. Okay. So and that should be that's the wrong two. Las toallas. So what's being brought are las toallas. That is your direct object, and we want to get rid of it. We want to replace it with a direct object pronoun. If it's las toallas, what we're trying to say is, instead of did you bring the towels, did you bring them? The them that matches las toallas, because here's your thems are los and las. You're going to pick las this time because toallas was feminine. So if toallas is feminine, then the pronoun we use to replace it with is also going to be feminine. Okay. And then we're also going to replace this, because if I'm saying, did you bring the towels? You're either going to, in this case, they want you to say, no, I did not bring the towels, right? So did you bring the towels? No, I didn't bring the towels. So we are going to replace this with I didn't. Okay. And so we will go out here. Traer is not here. Okay, hold on a minute. Okay, so here's your traer. Sorry, I had to find my chart. And so if it's I for traer, it's traje, right? So I'm going to change that trajiste to, so it was no, well, what goes in the, well, I'll go ahead and write it. No, no, then it's yo, I'm sorry, it's not no, no. Yo, no, yo, no traje. And we need to do something with that last toallas. Again, it goes in front of the conjugated verb. It goes directly in front of it. So we're not going to put it in front of the no, not behind the yo, but directly in front of the traje. Okay, so it should be no, yo no las traje. Oops, would be how you would say this. Okay, so this said, quiso Juan levantar pesas esta mañana. All of these should have been question marks. I'm sorry, I'm not writing in my question marks. Okay, so again, it's saying, does Juan want to lift weights this morning? This is your direct object. This is what he wants to lift. Pesas, again, is feminine. So we're going to replace pesas with las, just like we did before. Okay, so we're saying, did Juan want to lift weights this morning? And what did it say? No or yes? No, so we want to say that no. And in fact, I think the last one I did it a little bit wrong for you. So they do have the no, no back together. So it would be no, no, and then it would be quiso levantar. Okay. And so we have that last, we have to do something with the last. It can either go attached to the infinitive or in front of the conjugated verb. Since they didn't give you a place to put it attached to the infinitive, we need to put it in front of the conjugated verb. So it would go here. No, no, las quiso levantar. And it's last because pesas is feminine. And we leave it, I was going to spread that out. But anyway, we leave it as quiso because we're talking about Juan. Did Juan want to lift weights this morning? No, he didn't want to lift them. And this one up here, let me read you, because they said no, where is it? C, they gave you C. Okay, so I did this all wrong for you. Sorry about that, because they said C. Okay. So they said C. Okay, and then we changed that trajiste to yo traje. Like, yes, I brought them, meaning the towels. And so you can either leave the yo or you can get rid of the yo. Either, it doesn't matter, because remember the ending on your verb tells us who's doing the bringing. So if I have traje, if you look here, that goes with yo, so we know it's I who did the bringing. And then we want to deal with our las. Our las has to go directly in front of the verb. So si las traje. And there's another thing, when you've done the submissions, I think you can click, if you look at your submissions, you can look at these and they'll oftentimes give you the answer. So here you had si lo pusimos, si las traje, si las, no, no las quiso. Okay, so hopefully that will help you with this one. Okay, so you said you were having trouble with 6:30 as well. Just remember, it says Maribel has gone on a business trip and she calls home with a lot of questions about how things are going in her absence. Listen to Maribel's questions about her two children, Pablo y Laura, and answer each one by providing the correct preterite form of the verb. So what's going in the blank should just be a verb. Like you're putting C a lot of times. You don't need to add that. They put it in if they want you to say C. So some of them were yes, no questions, but they went ahead and gave you the yes, no piece. All your job is to do is fill in the correct, the verb and the preterite tense, okay? So for example, here again, I think it's a good idea to write out what you hear. So let me go back to this. Ah, there we go. Okay. So in the first one you got right, so let's listen to the second one. So it says, ¿Qué prefirió desayunar? Okay, and it's talking about Laura. So I'm not going to write out the entire thing, but it said, ¿Qué prefirió desayunar Laura? More or less, right? It might have said esta mañana. Okay, so then it's asking you, what did Laura prefer to eat for breakfast? And so then you're answering, she preferred to eat cereal for breakfast. Who is she talking to? She must be talking to her husband, because I don't know who else would say mi amor. Okay, so if she's saying that Laura preferred to eat cereal, all you've got to put in there is not si, just prefirió, because you're saying Laura preferred to eat cereal. So it should just be prefirió. So take the si out. Okay, and this one. Okay, so you've got to remember that preferiste is tú, so it's asking what did you prefer to eat? And you have to answer back with I. I preferred to eat huevos con jamón, mi amor. So instead of preferiste, one, again, you don't need the C because it's not a yes, no question. It's asking you, not saying, did you prefer to eat eggs? It's saying, what did you prefer? So you can't say yes. You don't need a yes. Just then I preferred, so it should be preferí. And since it should look like this, preferí. And I'll do one more. So it said pidieron pizza, meaning did they order a pizza, him and his friends? So then it would be no, they didn't ask for pizza. You're doing it right here, but you've got the wrong verb. You should be dealing with pedir, not poder. So that's the spelling of poder, what you have, pudieron, but you don't want poder, you want pedir. And I'm not sure if I have it in here or not. Pedir. Okay, so pedir is one of those, is a stem changer. And the stem changer, it's an E to I stem changer in the preterite tense. And when they're a stem changer, it means that they only make that spelling change in the, I don't know if I have it. Yeah, here it is. They only make that spelling change in the third person, the usted elia form and ustedes ellos elias form. So given that pedir, we're talking about they, we are going to make the spelling change, so we're going to use the change stem, not the regular stem. We're going to use ped, and then we add the right endings. We add the ir endings to this verb. So if it's they, this is ellos elias, we are wanting ieron. So what it should have been was pidieron with an I. Pidieron. So hopefully that helped explain both of these activities.